Welcome to Star Life TV. In this video, we'll discuss Pavel Durov's alarming statement on his birthday. On October 10, 2025, Pavel Durov, the founder of the VK social network and the Telegram messenger, turned 41. You'd think that on this day, one of the world's wealthiest individuals would throw a massive party, indulge in celebrations, and deny himself nothing. However, judging by the billionaire's latest social media post, he is in no mood for a celebration. Durov shared his concerns about freedom of speech and the future of the internet. And his message is truly frightening. Addressing Telegram users, Durov began by stating he has no desire to celebrate his birthday. According to the billionaire, current global events are rapidly pushing humanity toward total control and a digital gulag. Yet, people remain asleep, taking no action to preserve their freedom. Durov himself understands the ultimate consequences of the measures being implemented in a number of countries. For this reason, he sees no cause for celebration or merriment. In his post, Durov emphasized that the internet, once conceived as a realm of free information, has been transformed into a tool for control, suppression, and surveillance. In the early internet, anyone could communicate anonymously, without strict authorization and control mechanisms. Decentralized approaches, built on principles of freedom and equality, existed. The principle of net neutrality played a key role. Access to all resources was equal for everyone, and data was not prioritized based on its origin or type. In the modern world, this sounds like utopia. Throughout history, elites have used evolving media technologies as instruments for control, propaganda, and social engineering. The first mass media were newspapers. They served as a direct channel of communication with the public. Laws, decrees, and orders were published in newspapers. Their primary task, however, was to shape public opinion and influence people's social stance, skillfully achieved through articles and notes. The next powerful propaganda tool was radio. It was used most actively during World War II. Governments of various countries, especially totalitarian regimes, quickly realized its advantages for managing populations. Radio created an effect of personal communication and garnered listeners' trust. Unlike newspapers, which people read only at specific times, radio broadcasts were continuous. Many turned it on as background noise, allowing the ideas broadcasted to take root in the subconscious. Television became the most powerful means of influencing the masses, combining image and sound. Its key feature is the ability to influence human consciousness through symbolism and visual imagery. Under the guise of entertainment programs, which people watch in a calm, distracted state, certain models of social behavior, life values, and attitudes are imposed. Lately, the internet has become the primary source of information. It's where young people spend most of their time. Obviously, it is not in the interest of the elites for people to have free access to diverse information, analyze it independently, and make decisions based solely on their own reasoning. This is why, under the pretext of fighting disinformation and digital fraud, laws are being passed that restrict people's freedoms online. This is precisely what Pavel Durov's latest post addresses. In his message, the founder of Telegram provided specific examples of actions taken by various countries aimed at imposing restrictions in the information sphere. In particular, Durov reported on the UK's plans to introduce digital identity documents for all adult residents. Without them, a person will be unable to work or rent housing. This draft law is justified as a measure to combat illegal immigration and employment. In reality, such an innovation will become a tool for surveillance and mass control. Regarding the UK, Durov also mentioned the arrest of thousands of residents for their tweets. This refers to online censorship, which is being widely implemented under the guise of fighting misinformation. As another example, Pavel cited Australia, where a law banning social media registration for individuals under 16 will come into force on December 10, 2025. From a child safety perspective, this law might seem perfectly reasonable. However, the accounts of all the country's citizens will be subject to verification, meaning data confidentiality is effectively out of the question. The creator of Telegram also mentioned the mass scanning of private messages currently being discussed in the European Union. This measure is planned under the pretext of combating illegal content and ensuring child safety. Under the proposed legislation, messenger providers would be required to scan users' private correspondence using artificial intelligence algorithms. Furthermore, the checking of photo and video files would be conducted directly on the user's device, even before the message is sent. If this law is passed, it will mean the end of private communication online. All this will lead to severe censorship and surveillance of dissenting voices. Regarding France and Germany, Durov stated that people who dare to criticize officials are being persecuted, and criminal cases are being initiated against leaders in the tech industry who defend privacy and free speech. In his message, Pavel did not mention Russia, although it can be counted among the countries with the strictest control over information flows. Careless posts, comments, and even likes on social media can easily land you in jail there. Furthermore, people's internet access is restricted, leaving them with access only to so-called white-listed services. Overall, Pavel Durov's concerns for the future of the internet are more than justified. It's also important to consider the fact that the entrepreneur himself is currently under investigation. The French authorities accuse him of failing to provide information requested by the authorities that would help solve serious crimes. In this context, his remark about the persecution of free speech advocates in that country references his own case. After providing these specific examples of restrictions on free speech, Durov declared that a dark, dystopian world is approaching. Pavel emphasized that this path will lead not only to the destruction of our accustomed way of life, but also to the biological self-destruction of humanity. The billionaire concluded his address by reiterating his unwillingness to celebrate his birthday. "I am running out of time. We are running out of time," Durov stated. Pavel's message spread quickly on Telegram. Users in a number of countries received urgent notifications from the messenger. The alert appeared on top of all chats and channels and led directly to Durov's post. It's important to understand that the entrepreneur himself is part of the system and actively works for it. He has little interest in the fate of ordinary people and their internet access. Both Durov's arrest in France in August 2024 and his recent post on Telegram are part of a single plan to establish a digital gulag. With his address, Durov didn't so much warn people as he revealed the intentions of the elites. Be that as it may, Pavel is absolutely right in his statements about the end of the free internet. Under the pretext of increasing security, fighting crime, and caring for the populace, leaders of various countries are methodically establishing online censorship. They are depriving people of access to alternative information and cracking down on those who dare to speak out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like this video.